Children, we have discussed about speed of sound in different mediums, right? So I hope you are revising this chapter. Some activities given here. Just read it. Some solved numericals given in your book. Solve this one. Okay. Now reflection and absorption of sound. What is reflection and absorption of sound, children? First understand reflection of sound. Okay. See this, through this activity it will be clear. It will demonstrate the reflection of sound. First of all, understand what is reflection. When a sound strikes a hard surface, right, it returns back within the same medium like light. So we all know the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 to the power meter per second. Speed of light 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and speed of sound is 330 meter per second nearly. So the return of sound after striking the surface is called reflection of sound. Once again, when sound strikes a hard surface, it returns back within the same medium like light. So the return of sound after striking a surface is called reflection of sound. So the reflection of sound takes place obeying the two laws. First is reflection. First is the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. And second, the incident sound, reflected sound and normal are all in one plane. These laws of reflection are same as beyond by the light in reflection. Okay, you can see this picture. This is angle of reflection of sound, this one, and this is angle of incidence of sound, and this is the wooden board portion showing normal. So all these incident sound, reflected sound and normal are in the one plane, this point. Okay, so for reflection of sound, the surface must be of bigger size. It may be smooth or hard. The reflection of sound is used in making the speaking tube, or you can use megaphone, soundboard and trumpet. Clear? So you might have experienced, children, that if you stand closer to a well facing water, or at a large distance from the wall of a big empty hall or a hillside, and produce a sharp sound, you will hear two sounds, right? One the original sound and the other sound that is after a fraction of second you will heard, that is the also known as echo. The second sound which is heard after some time is the sound heard after reflection from the water in the well or from the wall of a hall or a hillside. This sound is called the echo. Okay. So what is echo, children? Echo is the sound heard after reflection from a rigid surface such as a cliff, hillside, the wall of a building, etc. So to hear echo, the sound after reflection from the rigid surface should reach the ear at least 0.1 second, children. It will reach the ear at least timing 0.1 second, 0.1 second. This will remember. If the reflected some important points here given, you read it. Okay, this point important. There should be a distance of about 17 meter between the source of sound, direct sound, and the reflecting surface. Alternatively, we can say that at least 0.1 second must be elapsed between direct sound and the echo. Okay, so when an echo is heard repeatedly many times, such multiple echoes are called reverberation. This is called reverberation. This is important. Maybe ask, what is reverberation? What is persistence of hearing? Okay, so this is the explanation given. You read it. So now sound reaches the air before this interval of time. It will intermingle with the original sound and it will not be possible for us to distinguish the two sounds. So we know that the speed of sound in air is nearly 330 meter per second, and in 0.1 second the sound will travel a distance 330 meter per second. That is, when you will multiply 0.1 here, you will get 33 meter. Okay, so since the sound has to travel an equal distance in going up to the reflecting surface and coming back to the reflecting surface, so 33 divided by 2 you will get 16.5. So approximately here taking 17 meter. Clear? Now what is absorption of sound, children? Good and bad reflector of sound. What is good reflector? What is bad reflector? Soundproof box. You read this one, you will understand. First understand what is absorption of sound. When a sound falls on sofa, fluffs and light substances such as clothes, papers, thermocol, coating of plaster of Paris, carpets, curtains, furnitures, wood, etc., they absorb the sound to a good extent. Okay, so these are the good observer of sound. That is a good observer, which it will absorb the sound. And what is bad reflector? Auditorium, movie, theaters, big seminar halls are usually covered with the carpets and curtains on the sides that reflection of sound does not take place and no echo is produced. So thus the walls, floors and ceilings of sound recording studios are covered with the sound absorbing material, so that no echoes or unwanted sound disturb the recording. Clear, children? Now you can read what is bad reflector and good reflector. This is soundproof box. You can make this, you read this one easily, you can make. Soundproof box means an enclosure such as a theater, auditorium. That is a soundproof box which does not allow the internal sound to come out and the external sound to enter in. In order to design such a box, we take the following measure. You read this one, you can make it, no problem. Thick curtain should be used to cover the doors and keep them closed. Thick striping must be used to cover the opening of doors and windows. So these are the part. It will not enter the sound. So this is the bad reflector. So good and bad reflector, understand? Read all the topics, revise it properly, do question answer, children. Next chapter I will start later. Okay.